The report on international scientists to study UFOs will be heard at a later time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is About Space, America's return to space, with news and information on our U.S. space program. Is your host of About Space, David Denault.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. Well, unless you've been on another planet, or just don't ever hear the news, Congress held its first open hearing in 50 years on UFOs, or UAPs, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. And based on the most recent report by our government of alien contact with humans, what did we learn? Next, as America and the world is listening to About Space Today. Ever dream of an island getaway at an all-inclusive resort? Or going on an island-hopping cruise to multiple island destinations? See sun-bleached beaches and swim in the azure waters of the Caribbean Sea. Call today for your special discount prices to your island getaway. This is a special offer for About Space by calling 877-747-8631. And let's go and explore the islands of the Caribbean. It was one of the first bipartisan meetings on Capitol Hill in ages. Everyone was interested in what these crafts are. Scott Bray, the Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence, was asked,
Are we aware of any foreign adversary capable of moving objects without any discernible means of propulsion?
I think I would, without discernible means of propulsion, I would say that we're not aware of any adversary that can move an object without discernible means of propulsion. The question then becomes, in many of these cases where we don't have a discernible mean of propulsion in the data that we have, in some cases, I would simply say that there are a number of events in which we do not have an explanation, and there are a small handful in which there are flight characteristics or signature management that we can't explain with the data that we have. Those are obviously the ones that are of most interest to us. Earlier when we asked about how you avoid technological surprise, the biggest way you avoid technological surprise is by collecting this type of data and by, importantly, calibrating the assumptions that you go into with how you do that analysis. I'll tell you, within the UAP task force, we have one basic assumption, and that is that generally speaking, our sensors operate as designed. And we make that assumption because many times these are multi-sensor collections. We make no assumptions about the origin of this or that there may or may not be some sort of technology that we don't understand. That's, I think, the key to avoiding technological surprises by calibrating those assumptions.
Scott Bray, the Deputy Director of Naval Intelligence. Well, the man who has headed the Special UAP Task Force for 8 years has been Lou Elizondo, and he says,
and for some people, this UAP issue, they're really learning about it for the first time, despite what they may have seen on popular TV or something like that, or maybe on a movie. This is really the first time they're being told, hey, listen, Jack or Jane, this is a serious topic. This is something that your Department of Defense has been tracking. You probably want to learn a little bit more about what's going on and what they're seeing. My goal has always been being able to get the right information to the right people in the right places. That's really what it is about for me. And informing those individuals so decisions can be made, so we can really take a look at this issue from a holistic, a collective perspective. I think we have a much better understanding of the breadth and scope that the Department of Defense has played in recent times, not historical back to talk 40s and 50s. I'm talking very recent regarding the UFO phenomena. I think people would be surprised to know just how frequent and the volume in which these things are apparently recorded and observed by active duty military people on missions around the world, by the way. I think some people might be a little bit apprehensive and scratch their head and say, wow, what does that mean for the rest of us? Other people might say, aha, I told you so, right? So it depends on who in the audience will be listening, but I think there's something for everybody. I think at the end of the day, information is information, and you're going to do with that information whatever it is you want to do with it. That's not up for me to decide. That's up for you to decide. That's up for the audience to decide. Ultimately, I think it's about informing the people, informing individuals about what we have discovered.
Lou Elizondo. So what have we, the American people, learned? Well, not much other than these craft can travel at remarkable speeds, stop, turn, and excel without the evidence of any propulsion, as no known craft can. But the government has not said they weren't extraterrestrial either. Does the government finally recognize that they are not from planet Earth? And what do you think? Well, as a reminder, join Dawn Meyer this Friday for another America in Space program, and have your family and friends join us each week. Follow us on Facebook at aboutspace.today for launches and landings. And to all our listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thank you for joining me. I'm David Denault, and this has been About Space Today.